Okay, so for today's beach walk blog, I'm actually sitting down at a table because it's too windy and I know you won't be able to hear me. But what I wanted to talk about on today's beach walk blog was exercises that people do that are not helping them. Exercises that people do that are not helping them. And there's no quantifying that these exercises are helping them. And I'll give you an example of what I mean. So a runner starts off barely able to do a plank for 30 seconds. And then eventually they can do a plank for 60 seconds, and then a plank for 2 minutes, and then a plank for 4 minutes. But their running doesn't really improve by very much, if at all. And just because an exercise is tough and challenging and makes you sweat doesn't mean that it carries over into anything else, whether that's running or whether that's soccer, whether it's any other sport, whatever it is. It doesn't mean that it carries over. So exercises that runners do, things like mountain climbers, things like planks, things like burpees, I get a lot of pushback from people saying, oh, these exercises are great. It's like, great for what? Let's just talk about what they're great for. They're great for exactly what they're doing. Burpees. Great for doing burpees. Great for getting your heart rate up. Great for burning calories. Great for getting you into a completely anaerobic state very, very quickly. They're great for that, but they're not great for running. They might improve your fitness for burpees, but do they improve your fitness for running? No, there's no carryover. So this little screenshot here is from strengthcoach.com. And yes, it's an opinion, but I wanna question the people that are questioning the people. If you're a person who is questioning somebody else, I want to question you, and I want to say to you, how are you quantifying how much benefit there is in the things that you are doing for your running? How are you quantifying that? How are you sciencing your opinion? Because I get loads of pushback from people saying, oh, experts. Yeah, I don't believe these experts. Well, okay, that's fine. You don't have to believe these experts. But what makes you more expert than them? And you can question them all you like, but I want you to question yourself. And I want you to question, why is it that you do the things you do and you never questioned the people that gave you the things that you do? You never questioned the people that gave you the things that you do. Isn't that an interesting one? Somebody comes along and says, hey, I don't think this exercise is great for this. And you go, no, I love this exercise. No, I love it. No, I'm never going to stop. I don't care what the experts say. So-called experts, blah. But you never questioned the person who gave that exercise to you in the first place. Okay, so that's burpees. Now we're going to talk about planks. Well, planks, in my opinion, and you can disagree with me if you like, that's totally fine, but I want you to question why you disagree with me. Planks, think about it. Think of the nature of a plank. It's face down, it's not moving, it's not integrating any movement whatsoever. And I know you're going to say, oh, but there's so many variations. Yeah, there are. And they're all planks. So let's just talk about the plank, the basic plank. What is it training you to do? Think about that. What's it training you to do? It's training you to be a plank. What is a plank? A plank of wood. A plank of steel. A plank of wood. It doesn't move. Doesn't change shape. Doesn't do anything. It's stiff, it's rigid, all right? It's definitely not improving your posture. Definitely not improving your posture. Just look at the position. Look at the scapular winging that's occurring in this plank. And I know what you're going to say, but that's not how you do a plank properly. The problem isn't the plank, the problem is the person doing it and the way they're doing it. Well, then why do I never, ever see anybody doing it differently to what this person is doing it? Or how this person is doing it? Why does everybody always have to argue and say, oh, it's not the exercise, it's the person doing it? Yet I never see anybody doing it any differently. Okay, so planks are one of the worst exercises for runners. Because remember, people will then say to me, oh, context matters. Yes, context matters. Running is the context. Running is always the context because this is a running group. This is a training method for running, for runners. How do planks carry over into running? Oh, they strengthen your core. Okay, now let's define the core. What's its job? How is it that the research shows that the musculature in your body does not do what it does when you plank, when you run? It's not doing the same thing, so therefore it has no carryover. Okay? Let's go back to burpees. Why don't they teach you anything? Why don't they train your body to do anything that's remotely recognizable in the running movement? Because it's not running, because it's not using the body in a contralateral reciprocative way. Okay? Same as planks, they're face down. Now, functional outcomes. Okay, this is from a blog post on the Life Fitness and Cybex Performance blog. It is commonly accepted in the fitness world that core strength and stability are critical for improving athletic performance, and this is often targeted towards runners. One article on the topic states that core stability is essential for middle and long distance runners, followed ironically by the claim that in many runners, even at Olympic level, the core musculature is not fully developed. So how is it that these people are getting to Olympic level as runners without a strong core? Well, either the test is wrong, the test should be their actual outcome, their results, right? That's the test. The test isn't how long you can hold a plank for, or how many burpees you can do, or how heavy you can squat, for that matter. The test is, how's my running? And I think that's what so many people forget. They forget that. How is my running? How is my running benefiting from this? How is it improving from this? How is this carrying over into my running? Right? Well, if it's kind of crazy, isn't it, that without providing a single reference in support of their stance or the rationale behind how an athlete can become an Olympian whilst lacking such an essential attribute. So what that's saying is that these Olympic runners at Olympic level don't have the strongest of cores. Well, then, what does that mean? Again, that must mean that the test is wrong, the wrong test. What is the test testing? It's testing the training of the wrong thing. Think about it. Think about it logically. Think about it rationally. Put your emotions to one side for a second about how you feel about sweating lots and shaking lots when you're doing an exercise, and how much you think it helps you and how much you think it works you. Just put all that to one side for a second. Put all that to one side, and now think about what's just been said. These Olympians are getting to Olympic level and they're not having the strongest of cores according to the test. Okay, so core stability. In order to correlate core stability with several athletic performance measures, Shamrock et al. Performed the double leg lowering test on a group of athletes. The researchers found that the only athletic measure to have a significant correlation was a medicine ball throw, but it was a negative correlation. So here's an exercise that we're saying helps you develop your core, but it's failing the test. So one of the two things is wrong. Either the test is wrong or the movement is wrong. So this is kind of crazy, isn't it? It's really crazy. So yeah, I want you to test yourself. I want you to ask yourself these questions. How is my training benefiting me? And is it really carrying over? Because according to all of the research for strength and conditioning, where strength is specific to the movement, and every time I say that, I get people laughing at me. Strength is specific to the movement in its entirety: range of motion, stability, force vector, muscles used, speed of movement, external load factor, repetition range, whether it's low repetition or high repetition. I get people laughing at me. Why are people laughing? I just genuinely don't understand why people are laughing at that. It's literally the foundation of strength and conditioning. The reason why people are laughing when I say this is because they don't understand, and it threatens their emotional state. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy how, people are saying, oh, experts, I don't believe the experts. Well, what makes you more expert than those experts? I've had benefit. Okay, what benefit have you had? Show me your running results. Can't do it, because most of these people who are telling me how much benefit they're getting from doing all these things are injured and slow. They're not uninjured and fast. They're injured and slow. And I'm going to leave it there, because that really is the key. They're not getting faster, they're staying slow, or they're just injured all the time. So I want to leave that right there with that thought. Olympic runners who tested their core strength didn't show strong cores on the test. So what's the test testing? People who are telling me that they've had so much benefit from these exercises. Well, why are you still injured and slow? Why aren't you fast? It's the same thing applies with stretching. You're flexible, you're more flexible, sure, but you're still injured, you're still slow. Okay, why is this not carrying over? Your squat strength went up, but you're still injured and you're still slow. So again, I'm going to throw it out there. I'm just going to keep throwing it back and say, show me the results. Show me your running. Prove to me that it's happening. Because if it isn't, then you can't really argue with very much, can you? Oh, the research that's being done is a test of 12 subjects. Well, you're a test subject of 1, and the test of 12 subjects actually had some scientific protocol. Yours is n equals 1 person with no scientific protocol. So, yeah, I should believe you. Or yet you're telling me that your research, which isn't research, trumps the research that is research. Okay, fair enough. Carry on. So on to the result. Why are you still injured? Why are you still slow? Why aren't you improving? Why are you still getting injured? Why are you perpetually injured? I'm going to leave it right there. Have a great day.